Hi, Discover New You family. I hope you missed me. Well, Discover New You family. Welcome to yet another riveting discussion on things that help us to be our best selves. Are you ready to discover a new you? OMG, today we have with us the Honorable. I'm going to introduce our guest, but I'm so excited because you know us women, we need information to make the best decisions. Okay? We need information to make the best choices for our families, to impact our futures and everything like that. And so today, the discussion we're going to have is one that will enhance our sexual health. Are you ready to discover your new you? I mean, sexually, just to open up your head space to what is better, what better suggestions we can have. So I'm going to introduce our guest today, and she is none other than Miss Vickie Smith. Let me tell you about Vickie. So Vickie has been in business for 9 years, okay? 8 years full time. So she only spent 1 year trying it out or dating it, And she started the pure romance business for fun. However, as you can see, she spent 9 years, so it's stuck. So let's see what Vickie has to offer here today. She's been a wife and a mom for 31 years. Don't look at her face. She look younger than that. She looked like 31 years. However, she's been married and with children for cultivating a family for 31 good, ripe years, okay? She worked in banking and finance for 20 years before that. Don't be calculating numbers. I hope all y'all bad at math. But she felt like she was going through the motions, with the job. So a friend of hers, she had a pure romance party. And, we do things friends ask us to do. She went and she had some fun, but also a few months later, I guess she kept it stuck and she kept her eyes on it. And so she joined. She found her passion and purpose to empower and educate women on sexual health. And that's our conversation today. So it's not talked about enough by women because, I don't know why we act like we ain't all doing it. Right? We just act like it's such a taboo subject, and especially in the Christian community where people believe in God, they act like God didn't create it, or he somehow, after saying, "I will never leave or forsake you," somehow after saying that, he's just gonna exit out the bedroom when you're doing whatever you're doing. No, that's not the case. There the whole time, and he created this thing, so let's talk about it so we could be better at it. Okay, I'm ready, Vickie, to discover a new me. So welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited. I love talking about this topic. It's so important for us as women, just our overall health, our mental health, our physical health, our relationships. So important.
Mm-hmm. So I have some questions today for you. That's what we are going to explore through the eyes of these questions that I feel like women would like to know. So let's go ahead and jump in. My first question is, how do I get in the mood when I'm exhausted, when I've had a day, but somehow still need to consider my partner and still need to release some stress and bring ourselves back to, a healthy mental space?
Yeah, I get that a lot because I do a lot of in-home parties with women. So we gather together and we get to talk in a safe place, which I love. And that's like one of my number one questions. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. Women wear many, many hats. We're working, we're wives, we're moms, we're doing all the activities, we're involved in church or, whatever you've got going on. And sometimes, intimacy is like way on the bottom. That's the last thing we're thinking of. I hear women say, I just want to get in bed. I don't want to be touched. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. All the things. But here's the thing. God created sex, right? He's the Almighty. He created everything. He created your arms, your legs, your pretty little heads, all the fun things. Satan didn't come in and create the genitals. God did. God created all that for a reason. And for men, sex is way up here. It doesn't go away. It's important to them. It's, think about it. God gave them their body parts for a reason. That's their manhood. So here's what I tell the ladies at my parties. And I know this sounds like what? Another thing to schedule, but you got to schedule it. Schedule it, put it in your calendar, because for women, our number one sex organ is our brain. It's our brain. That's where all your emotions, all the feelings, all the things are happening, right? And if it's not happening here, there's nothing going on down there.
Yes.
Nothing.
Oh my goodness. We don't think about that.
No, we don't.
About that.
We don't. So when you schedule it and then you have children, you have a busy life, you know in your head, okay, the kids will be fed, they'll bathe, they'll get in bed. Everything is ready. So tonight's the night. And it would be even more fun when you initiate it, because half the time he is, a lot of women I talk to, they don't initiate it. And what are we doing? We're rejecting them. We're telling them no. But mentally you're in it. So you're going to be into it mentally and physically. And you're going to initiate it and you're going to have fun. And it's just going to be an enjoyment, because it's important to be chest to chest. Because when life happens, and life is going to happen, being chest to chest, but to allowing yourself to enjoy it, to have those desires. So I know we'll talk more about the desire and all that as we go forward, but it is so, so important to at least schedule it and get it going. And then it's going to teach your body like, oh my gosh, I enjoy this. I love this. God gave us 5 senses. The most memorable sense is a sense of touch and smell. We love human touch. We love that. So when you're connecting, you're releasing those endorphins, those serotonins, all those great things that make us feel good. You're going to sleep better, ladies. You're going to be relaxed and get rid of that stress.
So what I'm hearing you say is sex is a good thing for us. And that's where we need to rewire our thoughts, some of us.
Absolutely.
To the idea that it's important to our man, but it's also good for us. It's second to breathing for him, but it's also good for us. So I like that. I like when you said God didn't create the whole body and then the devil came in and did genitals.
No.
Because the way we treat it, even in conversation, we don't want to have the conversation as if it is something bad to talk about. And it really is not. It is something that was created to bring us joy, to help us to balance life and challenges and stress, so that we can be better sisters, daughters, friends, whatever we are in our community. And yes, you did acknowledge that we do so much, and so many times we put ourselves to the back burner.
Yes.
And so we have attitude when we don't prioritize sex. I mean, when I was coming up, you used to, oh, you got to schedule sex, but something must be wrong with you. I have responsibilities, in order to prioritize it, or my action of prioritizing it in our lives is that I'm making space for it, at least on my calendar. So if it doesn't happen, not that you're not open to it happening organically, it's that you are setting aside time to pay attention to this issue, to make sure that you're protecting that aspect in your relationship, which is very important for intimacy to have longevity.
Exactly, because, being married 31 years, my husband and I have been through some things. We've been through some things, and there was times we were chest to chest and things were great, and then there was times we were way over here. And it's really hard to come back together. You have to really work harder. So I'm always like, why go there? Why not just be chest to chest? And here's the thing too, intimacy comes in all different ways. Every relationship is different, but when you're connected mentally, spiritually, physically, it's going to make things a lot easier. And for women, just allowing ourselves to enjoy that pleasure, because so often we tell ourselves no. We say, no, that's just another thing, but it's important for us as women. Not only is it important, it feels good, right? Orgasms are healthy, they feel good, all those things, you're connecting, but they're also a health benefit. They strengthen our pelvic floor muscle, right? Your pelvic floor muscle is just a little muscle that starts from your pelvic bone to your tailbone. And it can be as thin as a pinky or as thick as 3 fingers. We need it as thick as 3 fingers. So doing your Kegels and having orgasms, because orgasms you contract, you're strengthening that pelvic floor muscle. Because here's the thing, ladies, your PC muscle, your pelvic floor muscle is like a hammock. It holds everything up. You don't use it, you lose it. Things start dropping because gravity is not our friend. So there's benefits. They feel good, your mental health, you're releasing the stress. Number 1 sex organ for women, like I said, is our brain, but the number 1 killer for women is heart disease. So when you're having intimacy and you're having orgasms, you're getting all that blood flowing. You're getting all that blood flowing through your body. You're getting all the things moving. You're releasing stress. It's just stop telling yourselves no. It's so beneficial for us.
Oh my God. Is there anything else to say? If you don't get it after that, this is exactly why we're having a conversation, so that we can recognize, as much as we can put on a mask and go out there. Mm-hmm. We need to, when we come back in our homes, we need to be taking care of ourselves completely, the yes. whole thing, to be a good steward over what God has given you, meaning your body, your family members, everything. You have to take care of your whole self.
Yeah, and so honoring God's covenant love.
Yes, exactly. So this is why, as I work with teaching people how to take care of their skin and take care of their makeup and their look, the look that they present, because sadly we are a shallow society. We treat cute looking people better. We have a better attitude when they're around. We're trying to impress them or keep them comfortable. And so why do all of that if you're not going to complete the job when it comes to the person closest to you, your partner, right? Yeah. And your internal network, your household, the people in your inner circle. I always cringe when people say, "Oh, my circle is very small," and they say it with such pride, and I'm like, your circle is very small. You better hurry up and do something. Because right? You're supposed to be out here spreading the gospel, spreading joy, spreading love, being the best you can be to everyone. Yes, I do believe that your inner circle, your circle of influence, should be small, but you should be an influencer. You should be a joy spreader. You should be like the being you were created to be, happy, healthy, and whole. And so unless we look at all the aspects, we are not really able to live our best lives or discover the best version of ourselves. Well, I'm excited. That was exciting what you just said. And that was just the first question. Do you have anything to add to that before I go to the next?
Well, I think just kind of to top off what you said, about you doing your makeup and doing things. I think it's so important for women to take care of ourselves and to make us a priority, because I mean, for me, I didn't in the first probably 15, 20 years of my marriage. I put my husband and my kids first. I put me on the back burner. There's times I didn't put my makeup on. I didn't put my, take care of my skin, my hair, all those things. And now that I'm older, I see it now. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I teaching my daughter? And
because it's what is caught and not what's taught. Yes, right. They do what they see us do.
Yeah. So I think that's so important. And you feel better. Like, I have a party tonight. So of course I've showered, did my hair. I'm on here. But that should be something we do every day to make us feel good about us. Yeah. So we feel good within, and that's going to, what we give out.
Absolutely. I love it. So, yep. Next, we want to discuss, I have here, is sex just for him? Because, we do feel like that. It can feel like a chore sometimes. I think you touched on this a little bit when we're busy out there. Talk a little bit more about that. Sometimes it can feel like a chore, but what's a healthy way to look at it?
Well, I think too, we've allowed in the Christian community, we've allowed the world to tell us how we should think and feel about sex. And especially for women. If women, I hear women talk, I have a higher sex drive than my husband does, or, vice versa. But if we have a higher sex drive and he doesn't, that's, shameful. You shouldn't feel that way. No, it's okay to have a healthy sex drive. I think that's important. And to be able to voice it as a woman, to say, yes, I love intimacy. I love touch. I love kissing. I love my husband, touching me. Because it's all over the Bible. The Bible, here's the thing. We're born sexual people. That's how God made us. We love touch. We love all those things. We love connection. And when you're having that fun and that intimacy in the bedroom, and you're glorifying God, God has no limit on your pleasure in your marriage bed. He wants you to enjoy pleasure. And it's not just seasonal pleasure. He wants you to enjoy deep, lifelong, forever pleasure with your husband, with your wife. That is important to him. Because here's the thing, I believe it's God, your husband, and then your children. I'm not saying you're going to starve your children and not take care of them, but I'm an empty nester. I'm in that season in my life. Our kids, my daughter just got married last year. She celebrated her 1 year. And it's just my husband and I. And we're living our best life. Like, we love each other. We still care for each other. We have fun together. And then I just met another lady that at one of my parties, married 30 years and they're divorced. Like 30 years and you're divorced. So it happens when you don't stay connected.
Too many times.
It does. But it's because we put our kids first. We take care of all them first. And I was guilty of that in the beginning. And then I had to reel it back. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going to happen? My sister taught me this. She's like, what's going to happen when the kids are gone? You're going to either make it or you're not.
We forget we choose these people for a lifetime when we say our vows, and then we turn into these caretakers and these mama bears that we're so concerned about the kids, and we don't nurture the relationship and make it and keep it a priority after God.
Yes, and pray over your marriage bed, to have that intimacy together, have that time together. You're going to change. You're not the same person you were when you first got married, right? You change, but you got to change together. And here's the thing. If God blesses you with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years together, have fun figuring it out. Go through the changes together. Have fun together. God has hard nose and you have hard nose in your relationship. But don't limit your pleasure to what society should tell us. Communicate. That is the number one thing women do not do. We communicate about everything else, but in the bedroom, we close up. Ladies, have your voice in the bedroom. Enjoy. Tell your husband what you want. 50% of women are bored in the bedroom. They're bored, but they don't talk about it. They don't share. They don't say, what about this or what about that? And, have those conversations together.
I think we've been around long enough and we're intelligent human beings. I think we've been around long enough that we can get comfortable, because once you're 18 and you're out of your mama's house and nobody is spanking you anymore, you should give yourself permission to be you, to feel the feelings you have, to not wait for somebody else's validation for every thought that you have, but to respect yourself enough to explore your thoughts within the context of, do you have, even if you're not a Christian, because, y'all know I'm passionate about my God, but I respect others' right to choose and there are other religions, but whatever you hold as your higher power or whatever order you live your life by, explore your thoughts and give yourself permission to be you. I think that most of the time sex is viewed for him because of the conditions we put ourselves in to have it. Yes, we don't want to recognize, or we recognize, and so there's some amount of shame maybe that comes with the territory, because one, if we're not married and we're having sex, we know this fornication thing is wrong, so it's in the back of our brain, and so we're doing it as a chore to maintain the relationship we have or connection, and then we are shy to speak up on what we want, what we would like, and because some people still somehow stay in that little girl brain after they're adults, where I can't really, your mama is not looking at you, okay? And if she was, she don't want to be in your bedroom as much as you don't want to be in hers. And so give yourself permission to be you, because you are now, after 18, paying your own bills and out of your mama's house, you are now an adult, fully charged with the responsibility of your life. Well, maybe 20 something. I don't know what age your house is now, but I say 18 because legally you're an adult. And now you have you can make all these decisions that you couldn't make before. So you're no longer a child. So yes, in a healthy environment, you want to explore these things safe and controlled, right? But if you're doing it anyway, why can't you enjoy it? It's not like sin has measurement. These sins are better than those sins or anything. You're still gonna have to talk to God about it.
Sin. Yeah,
and he can still see, right? He is all knowing, all everywhere, all this stuff, omnipresent. So since you're engaging, let's just, what do I need to do to make myself feel better about it? Have that whole thought. How do I need, what dynamics of my life would change in order for me to be in the right? Because there is glory in that. And then do things, I guess, to shuffle your life into the alignment of where you want it to be, so that you can enjoy completely your this exercise and not let it just be for him. But while we're on that, you said something else that I was interested in. You said pray over the marriage bed. Now, scandalous. People don't think to do that. Much as we are Christians, right? Because remember, this subject is so taboo.